Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Fort Myers, a community where we love, grow, and serve. Our faith places love, amor, at the center of all what we do, and love is the power that brings us together. We are a diverse congregation that celebrates both our differences and our shared humanity. And at the UUCFM, we practice community as a verb, showing up fully, honoring each other's stories and pronouns, and embracing radical hospitality for all. No matter your origin or status, you are welcome here. Eres bienvenido aquí. Today's service, Beloved Dead, invites us to reflect on transitions, those that bring grief, those that bring transformation, and those that connect us, beloved, who walked with us in spirit. Hoy honramos las tradiciones que nos transforman y nos conectan con nuestros muertos queridos. May this be a space for remembrance, healing, and connection. I'm Melyssa Caballero, and I am honored to serve you as our worship associate this morning, alongside Andrea Joy and our friends CUUPS, the Covenant of the Unitarian Universalist Pagans, who are leading this sacred service. We're also joined by our music director, Dalton, and our growing and mighty choir, whose music lifts our spirits. Deep thanks to our tech team, who make this hybrid service possible with care and creativity. If you're visiting us today, we're so glad you're here. Please fill out a connection card available at the welcome table through those center doors or virtually in the chat box. Members may also use the card to update contact info or share a pastoral care concern. Gracias por estar aquí. I thank you for being here. And if you're joining us on Zoom, please keep your microphone muted. Por favor, mantenga su micrófono en silencio. Let's take a deep breath, open our corazones, our hearts, and step into this sacred time together, juntos. I do have a few announcements before we get started. After the service, we invite you to Holbrook Hall, to your right as you exit the sanctuary, for coffee, snacks, and a heartfelt conversation. It's a place to meet new friends, reconnect with familiar faces, and deepen our shared sense of belonging. In Holbrook Hall, look for the purple tablecloth marking our social justice table. There you find info on our current justice initiatives, ways to support our community sharing partners, and t-shirts that we help fund our work. You're also welcome to take postcards, pre-address them to elected officials, and ready for your voice and message of change. And open every Sunday after service, our Right to Read library is located at the end of the office hallway to your left as you exit sanctuary. It features a vibrant, rotating collection of books on diversity, equity, and inclusion, LGBTQ perspectives, pagans, UU, and other spiritual traditions, and even a few banned books. Come browse, borrow, and be inspired. Another announcement, we have a Thanksgiving celebration on November the 27th, CUUPS and Reverend Arthur invites us to a sacred Thanksgiving gathering in the sanctuary. Arrive by 2 p.m. because meal starts at 3 p.m. Bring a dish if you can, and everyone is welcome. Please RSVP with joy and with guest counts. And this gathering is more than a meal. It is a ritual of gratitude, honoring the land, the people who nourish us, and our Unitarian Universalist values of justice, compassion, and radical welcome. And if you can, please bring a dish, and all are welcome. I just said that, didn't I? Okay. Whether you bring a casserole or just your presence, you belong. This month's community sharing partner is the South Fort Myers Food Pantry Coalition, Their mission is to feed those in need throughout South Fort Myers, including Sanibel and Captiva. They partner with the Harry Chapman and Midwest food banks and are supported by local churches and organizations that provide food, funds, and volunteering. You can help by filling one of the donation bags. Each include a list of needing items, and bags are available in both the narthex and Hobart Hall. You're also welcome to volunteer on Mondays. Gracias por compartir. Thank you for sharing.
Good morning. From the words of Khalil Gibran in his book, The Prophet, you would know the secret of death, but how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? The owl whose night-bound eyes are blind unto the day, and they cannot unveil the mystery of light. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide to the body of life. For life and death are one, even as the river and the seas are one. In the depth of your hopes and desires lies your silent knowledge of the beyond. And like the seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is the gate to eternity. Your fear of death is but the trembling of the shepherd when he stands before the king whose hand is to be laid upon him in honor. Is the shepherd not joyful beneath his trembling that he shall wear the mark of the king? Yet he is not more mindful of his trembling. For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing, to be free, but to be free, the breath of its restlessness, from its restless tides, that you may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered. Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing, and when you have reached the mountaintop, then you shall begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. Today, as we celebrate, we are mindful of all that all of our existence is a cycle, birth to death. As with the seasons, each beginning marks an ending, and each ending marks a beginning.
Morning, everybody. East, time of spring, first rays of the sun, the hawk of dawn's call. We welcome you.
South, summer, midday, the stag of the nine times. We welcome you.
West, autumn, dusk, The salmon of wisdom leaps. We welcome you.
North, winter night, the bearer of the polar star shines. We welcome you.
And as our chalice has been lit, let us say our covenant together. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
La noche de los velos, the night of thin veils. In the heart of an ancient forest, where moonlight pools like silver waters, and the trees whispered in forgotten tongues, there was a grove known only to the creatures who walked between the worlds. Era un lugar de transición, un lugar de memoria. It was a place of transition, a place of remembering. One dusk, a snake named Silvana slithered slowly through the fallen leaves. Her scales were dull, ready to shed. She had come to a sacred grove to release what no longer served her. Her grandmother, a great serpent named Laura, had died the year before, and Silvana still carried the ache in her coils. She reached the stone circle where the rituals were held. There, she began to twist and turn, rubbing against the earth, letting her old skin peel away. And as it fell, she whispered, Laura, te honro, te llevo tu sabiduría, dejo atrás lo que ya no sirve. Laura, I honor you. I carry your wisdom. I shed what must be shed. Above her, perched in the branches of a twisted oak, was an owl named Pelayo. His feathers were streaked with moonlight, and his eyes held the weight of many seasons. He has seen countless transitions, birth, death, rebirth. He had flown over quiet burials and moonlit visuals. He had heard the songs of mourning and the silence that followed. And Pelayo hooded softly. Esta noche recordamos, esta noche escuchamos. Tonight we remember, and tonight we listen. Then came a butterfly named Maritere, her wings marked with soft gold and deep indigo. She had once laid her eggs beneath that cedar tree, only to lose them to a sudden frost. And she fluttered gently into the circle, carrying a petal in her feet, an offering of beauty and fragility. The veil grew thin. El velo se volvió delgado. And the beloved dead arrived, not in bodies, but in presence, in scent and memory, in the rustle of leaves and the flicker of candlelight. Silvana felt her grandma's warmth in the soil. Pelayo heard Elira's song in the breeze, and Maritere saw her lost ones in the shadows. No one spoke, but everybody knew. This was the night of remembering, the night of honoring, the night when grief became ritual and love became light. The three circled the offerings. Pelayo flew down and placed a feather beside Silvana's shedded skin. You are becoming, he says, and she is with you. She always was, he says. The fire crackled, the moon rose, and the forest shimmered, not with magic, but with memory, because the dead are not gone. They are beloved, they are near, and they are part of the turning. Son amados, están cerca, y son parte del ciclo. And as the animals return to their dens and branches and petals, they carry the sacred truth. That transition is not an ending. It is a doorway. And love walks through it again and again. What is the moral of this story? Well, grief is not something to escape. It is something to honor. Animals show us that transition is sacred, that memory lives in ritual, and that the beloved dead remains close through instincts, silence, and presence. To shed, to sing, to gather, these are acts of love. And through them, we become part of the remembering.
One of the ways that we share of ourselves and share our bond with one another is the sharing of the stones of intention. Today, our joys and sorrows may revolve around those who have passed from our lives. Here, we are able to blend our unique joys and sorrows, memories of our beloved dead, and intentions for our futures, with those of others in our beloved community. Sharing our congregation's collective power, a collective energy in support of each other lends a special power to our prayers. Mingling and sharing of our collective energies brings the power of love and caring to and from our congregation. If you have a stone with you this morning, I invite you to hold that stone close, focusing on what you pray for. During the musical meditation, come Come up to place your stone in the bowls, knowing that you are joining with others in this beloved community. And if you don't already have a stone, there are stones right next to the bowls of sand. For our virtual attendees, you can place a virtual stone of intention by using the Zoom chat box. I am going to place the first stone for our beloved ancestors. Most importantly for me is my grandmother who made this beautiful hanging. Please come forward and bring your stones. And I place a final stone for all those things in our hearts that we might not have been able to express. And also for those who are going through transitions that may not be death, but are just as painful. Must be.
Across cultures and centuries, animals have been trusted companions in life and in death. Mariposas, butterflies, flutter between realms delicate and luminous, often seen as carriers of the souls or signs from the departed. Bulls, owls, they're the ancient watchers of the night. They're said to see beyond the veil, their silent flight a reminder of mystery and wisdom. The serpientes, the snake, ever transforming, shedding their skin and teaching us that death is not an end, but a sacred passage, a return to renewal. In stories whispered across generations, these creatures walk beside us in grief and in remembrance. They appear in dreams, in rituals, and in quiet moments of awe, reminding us that boundary between worlds is thin and love does not vanish. And as we honor our beloved dead, our muertos queridos, may we also honor these animal spirits who guide, comfort, and connect. No son solo símbolos, son puentes. They're not just symbols, they are bridges. And entre la memoria y el misterio, entre aquí y allá, entre lo que fue y lo que aún es, between memory and mystery, between here and there, between what was and what still is.
When I've told stories, it's always been in the native traditional style of storyteller. In searching for a story, I couldn't find one that fit what I was looking for, so I had to make one up. And this is the first time I'm telling it, so bear with me if I don't remember all the pieces in order. Long ago, before the two-legged roamed the earth, Creator called his creatures to him and told them, I am going to create new beings, the people, and I want each of you to carry a special spirit lesson to them. And so all the animals gathered and went to Creator. Caterpillar, when she got up to Creator, Creator looked at her and said, I have given you very special imaginal cells within you, and they will help you to make a special lesson for the people. But your lesson is about growth and preparation. Growth and preparation, she thought. How can that be so special? But it was too late to ask Creator about it. Caterpillar went about her days, and she went from plant to plant, munching on the finest of leaves that she could find. She was always hungry, and she was always munching. One day, her good friend, Ladybug, came and said to her, you're looking a little bit larger. You must be finding the best food in the leaves. You've been growing. And Caterpillar thought, I'm not getting any bigger. But she realized, I have shed my skin quite a few times, so maybe I am. Later that day, she started to wonder if she had taken Ladybug's words to heart, because suddenly she wasn't feeling hungry anymore. She didn't feel like eating, which was very strange for her. The next morning, she woke up and she still didn't feel like eating. And she thought, well, I think it's time for a new view on the world. And so she hung herself upside down from the branch she was on. And then she thought, oh, I need to shed my skin again. I'm starting to get tight here. And as she shed her skin, it started to form a hard shell around her. And she was in this tiny little pod of sorts, and she didn't know anything other than that she felt it must be time to look inward and to think about what this lesson of preparation that she's supposed to be teaching is all about. All of her friends saw what had happened and they were worried. And so Ladybug called to Creator, "What has happened to our friend? What is wrong with Caterpillar?" And Creator told them, "She is in her chrysalis. Caterpillar will become. She will become something new." Days went by and then weeks, and eventually, as Caterpillar felt herself dissolving and disintegrating, she realized that it doesn't matter if I am Caterpillar in body. I am still me. I still have my spirit here. And she was not afraid because she would always be. One day, she felt like she just needed to stretch out again. And she cracked the chrysalis. And it was a struggle to get out of that chrysalis, and she kept pushing and pushing. And her friends were down below watching and hoping. Eventually, she came out of this shell, and she was exhausted. But she felt these things on her back as she sat there resting. What are these things? They itch. They're strange. She started flapping them, kind of like her friends, like her friend the ladybug did with her wings. And then she realized these were her wings. So she kept flapping them, pumping all the fluid that was in her swollen body to bring her wings to fullness. And as she did, she felt strength coming back. And Creator looked down on her and said, "You have become butterfly. You have gone through the complete metamorphosis and left behind caterpillar and become something new and beautiful." And after she'd rested, she lifted her wings, and all her friends went, "Oh, so beautiful." And then she took flight and flew off as Creator told her, "The lesson you are bringing is that death can also bring the beauty of a new life." True metamorphosis.
The Owl and Samhain. I went to the wise old owl, the one who flutters silently and sits watching. The wise old owl who hoots and swoops over the treetops and fields. I went to ask her what the message is, this waning time of year as Samhain approaches. What is the lesson? What is the purpose? What is the word for these rapidly shortening days and the nights growing like they're hungry for more? The wise old owl, without any other names that I know, she looked and she blinked and she stared at me, but her secrets she shared not. I demanded to know. "Owl, tell me, can't you see I must know? The nights gain hours, the days grow thin. The leaves fall and the grasses die back. The flowers leave us again. What is the message for this time of year? What must I do now?" She looked at me still as a stump, sitting on a branch that didn't move either. She sits and she watches. She holds the space, waiting. She knows what I do not. Then in her gaze, I realize the truth. I too must watch, and I must wait. I must hold the space. I must bear witness to the shortening of days and the growing long night hours, to the dark and perhaps worrisome things. I must watch and wait for morning to come. For come it shall, no night lasts forever, even if the light seems done. Now is the time of rest. We will sow again. The flowers will come, if we are ready.
Benedictine. We've been talking about life and we've been talking about death. And they both reflect our integration of the natural world. We are entwined in our own cycle of existence. We are the cycle of life in the yearly round. Death is an end to another beginning. We are never alone. It is not an enemy, but a stage in transition from one way to another. All these things that we have carried with us, hurt, loneliness, joy, is what we are and what, as our interconnectedness, is with the place we call home, land, animals, and forests. We are the part of them, and they are us. Sit for a moment and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and reflect on the impermanence of life and the ones that we are. We are connected in all forms. Our beloved ones are not gone. They are transitioning to another cycle. Every day the universe gives us guides. We are never alone. We are connected. The natural world comes in many forms, as we have been given through these beautiful stories. But there are more. In almost every ancient culture, you have myths and stories of the hummingbird. When you see a hummingbird, it brings joy to the heart. The spider, even though it has a bad rep, it spins a web. That's the web of us. It's the web of life and interconnectedness. And coming back around to the snake, which Melyssa so beautifully spoke about, that the perception of the snake is a nasty thing. Oh, it's not. That is one that has been placed on us as a perception. It is not what the snake really is. The snake is the divine within us. It is the life force of the planet, as in form of the dragon. It sheds its skin. It hibernates. And that skin is synonymous with what we do. We shed this skin in death that has nurtured us, held us through many, many cycles of many years. But it must go. And there's one more very iconic person or guide. Again, we are never alone. When our soul or essence transforms and goes through the cosmic streams of life, there is one through ancient culture is there. Usually someone standing in a dark robe with a lantern, guiding the way, and that is the ferryman or woman. That person guides us, our essence, to places. Tirananag, Avalon, the Aleutian Fields, wherever your perception and your spirituality says it to be. It's a personal choice. Now, in my tradition, Welsh, we do one more thing. We sound a bell that calls to all realms, all beings, trees in connection. Now, I'm going to take you through this. Close your eyes, please. Take a deep breath. This will be in Welsh, and then I will do it in English. Gloch agania, nar imanir, ein an andiriai, fel gwirieth, ungoden, u an pren. The bell rings. Now our souls be joined together in each realm, like the roots of one tree in one wood. And this is the part now where we are going to honor all the ones that may have passed in your personal ways. And we are going to sing. When we do, it's a simple chant. If you feel the need to call out, we are welcoming, please call out someone that you want to honor. It could be family, it could be fur friends, it could be anything. But we're going to continue to sing and do, and I invite the choir to sing also. The words, this is a tradition from CUUPS that has been for a very long time, since its beginning. From the curricula of Rise Up and Call Their Names. It was a journey around the world seeking the divine. So these are the words, and if you all would come together, those that have gone before us, we rise up and call their names. Those who have gone before us, rise up and call their names. Philippe, those who have gone before us, rise up and call their names. Molly, those who have gone before us, rise up and call their You are never alone. They are always with you, as long as we keep them in our hearts.
Powerful honoring. One of our UU values is generosity. And in that value of generosity is also gratitude. We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope through our generosity. The world's religious traditions all value the practice of giving as part of spiritual life. In a sense, all that we have has come to us in the form of gifts. Gifts from the divine or from nature. Gifts of our own talents or abilities. Or gifts of the caring and concern of others. Because we receive so much, it is important to our spiritual well-being to give back. There is a sense that we are part of a swirling flow of gifts, of giving and receiving. And in the spirit of that swirling flow, we allow some of our treasure to pass to others. Through our community sharing partners as a congregation, we express that spiritual value in that swirling flow of our gifts of generosity, magnified by our principle of love at the center. Our generosity helps us to support others in the greater community. Our October sharing partner is Planned Parenthood. Their mission is to provide affordable access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health care and accurate health information through patient care, education, and advocacy. You can determine where you would like your funds to be designated by indicating it on your check or envelope, or in the drop-down menu if you are donating electronically. All loose funds in the collection will be donated to our sharing partner. Now, if you don't already have an envelope and you wish to show support for UUCFM's congregational programs, envelopes can be found at the end of the pews. Unmarked envelopes will be designated for UUCFM. Loose funds to Planned Parenthood. Please reflect on what this congregation and our work in the larger community mean to you and give generously. As always, all gifts are received with great gratitude.
Also sung.
flames leap high. The green night holds the holly bush. To mark where the old year passes by. I can see the lights in the distance traveling in the dark book of night. Candles and lanterns and dancing, dancing of old song, All Souls Night. On my star, the rolling hillsides, figures dance around and around to drums that pulse out the echoes of darkness and moving to the pagan sound. Standing on the bridge that crosses the river that goes out to the sea. The wind is full of 1,000 voices, they pass by the bridge and me. I can see the lights in the distance, traveling in the dark book of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing a old song, All Souls Night. I can see the lights in the distance, traveling in the dark book of night. Candles and lanterns are dancing, dancing old song, All Souls Night.
And let us recite our words of gratitude, followed by the extinguishing of our chalice.
this time of the deepening dark, an ode to the grandmothers, ancestors, and animals who walk this realm and beyond. Grandmother, old woman of the pathways and she of our ancestral lineage, teach us the old ways of magic and mystery, the ways of living in harmony and sustainability as you bless our feet that walk in your footsteps, following the deer trods and the ley lines. You of sacred wings of the night, who traverses both heights and depths as you travel between the worlds, anchoring us in the wisdom of all. Blessed owl, hold us in both light and dark, carrying us on your wings when we've forgotten how to use ours. Great antlered one, who has walked the pathways and created the deer trods, you who is sovereign and whole, guide us as we look for those paths meant just for us, knowing that your crown is our guide and your stamina our sustenance. Dragon mother, dragon sister, you who is older than the oldest, and who holds the all in your fiery breath in ancient ways. Teach us to roar and to use our voice to both rage and guide, destroying what no longer serves, opening to the flames that renew. Wise serpents, coiled within us, grant us the power of learning, leaning into new as we shed what no longer serves us, allowing a new skin to grow, a new being to emerge as you coil around us, wrapping us with your ancient primordial wisdom. She who holds the staff of death and the white feather of new life, wrap us in the ancient and this now guiding us so that we may walk in all worlds, those of the living, those of the dead, and those who dwell in the tween time. Wise ones who hold both light and dark, wise ones who hold both life and death, you who know the cycles of the moon, embracing her shifts and changes. Wise ones, all who await the journey of we humans, who dare to embrace the staff that creates and destroys, offerings of gratitude for both life and death, and everything that exists in that tween time, place of the ineffable. To you we give reverence.
As you remember your ancestors in these days, may they bestow their blessings upon you. And keep in mind that we are the ancestors of the future. And we must define what type of ancestors we wish to be. For those of you on Zoom, please stay for some Zoom informal conversations. After we have left the sanctuary, please greet your neighbor during the postlude, and please join us in Hobart Hall. We look forward to seeing you there and here again next Sunday. Go in peace.